been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Panthers and the Falcons coming up next.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-1 as opposed to the 2-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers for Mixon last week, 13 carries, 78 yards.
And their success running the ball in the previous game has to give them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top 5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down. And that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
Now following the sack, Darnold and Carolina left with a 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. So here now are the Panthers for their first drive of the game. They'll be led out by a man who played his college ball on Rocky Top of All for Life Charles, their rookie quarterback from Tennessee.
And he's got to be feeling pretty good about himself right now because he's coming off of a strong performance in their team's win last week. And you can just tell, even early in his rookie season, he's starting to get really comfortable out there, and things are starting to fall into place. In fact, in talking to the rival defensive coordinator, the team he's facing this week, he told me this young man's starting to get it.
Ready? 18 Cardinal. Take over.
Here's Milton now to throw. And Wilson with it, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one good for 37 yards.
I guess we got a good idea about what the game plan is for attacking this secondary. No beating around the bush with this crew. His first throw of the game is a deep shot, and it connects. That's a tendency breaker right there because normally you build up to the big shot, but not in this case.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Milton. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got him. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up for the 1st and 10.
To throw, it's Milton. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Panthers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Falcons offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And the numbers have looked good this season. Case in point right here. He is up there among the NFL leaders in TD passes. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
From the 29, here's a 2nd and 7. Now it's Darnold. That's to the first-round pick, Ricky Pearsall. And he'll get about 6 there before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that
they're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. The Panthers at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
They'll give this to Wright, running right. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Here we go.
And they'll go right back to right. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now Milton. They'll roll him out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
And down here, first and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. First carry for the former Tar Heel, Michael Carter. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Bullock good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. Second down now. And why do you go out and trade for a guy like this defensively? Well, an instant impact in your pass rush is reason number 1.
And let's think about it. You want a guy who can create big plays for your team. Takeaways, fumbles, you name it. That's what you want from the big-time player on the defensive side of the ball.
Now, after the loss, he'll have to navigate a 2nd and 17. Here's Darnold. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
3rd and 5. Here's Darnold. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. You look at this Carolina defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
Darnold. Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Give them the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Back to throw, Darnold. Dumps it off to Mixon. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down. Darnold now to throw. And that is incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold, escaping the pressure right. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, 27 yards. And the Falcons are back within a score.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make our score 14-7. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got a 1st and 10 at their own 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. To throw is Milton. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Milton. And this is going to be dropped. Oh, my gracious. There was no one in his area code, but he could not hang on to it.
Concentration, so key on a ball like that. It's hard. I know how difficult it is, but that's a ball you've got to come up with. And instead, a big play is going to slip through their fingers, literally and figuratively.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Falcons ready to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. It's Mixon on the counter. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Falcons on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Darnold. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. So after 3 drives and 3 touchdowns combined between these two clubs, finally we get a defensive stop.
Yes, and welcome to the party, defensive players, and glad to have you because for a while there, it almost felt like it was 11 going downfield on air. Okay, so to be able to have someone come up, make a stop, now we got a football game going.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been doing it through the air and on the ground to start the season. Currently leading the NFL in rushing yards by a quarterback here in the month of September. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Milton. Wright's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first. And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
70 Lions. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Buffalo 18.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd down and a yard.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Check out.
They'll look to throw again. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. They'll run with Carter. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards that time.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Let's go. Viking 18.
Here's Milton now to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Being chased out left. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game. But after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Here we go.
Throwing is Milton. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A short one there. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
60 Bison.
And Walker has it. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Milton. Short throw there, caught by Thomas. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
70 Timberwolves. 60 Bobcats. 18 Pioneer. Go street. Take go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Falcons are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now it's Darnold.
That's down the field for Jefferson.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Now Darnold.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down.
That's a big conversion there on third down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Back to throw again.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Here comes third and the length of the football.
Darnold to throw again. Forced out to his left. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Darnold from the gun.
Pass caught by Pearsall.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 37. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. To the air again, Darnold.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. Myers' kick is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll get started over at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Russell Wilson, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, we head up to the Pacific Northwest. Check on the Seahawks at home in Seattle. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting San Francisco 49ers. Mac Jones leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Broncos trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way. Each team making their final preparations for this second half. We're about ready, too, as we'll send you back up to Charlotte and rejoin Brandon and Charles at Bank of America Stadium.
The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Panthers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Remember, he called his own number on the touchdown run earlier, and that's something he's been able to do with some frequency this season, as you see here where he ranks among NFL quarterbacks. Now Milton. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, the great coach said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Short throw to the tight end Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got Thomas yet again complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
He finds his man complete. It's Walker. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Panthers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Falcons offense has Sam Darnold headed back out there. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Back to throw, Darnold. Dumps it off to Mixon.
And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as he gets wiped out on that one.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. He's got his target. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. 4th and 2. They got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver.
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They're going to throw for the 2 with Darnold. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Eluding the pressure right. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Here's Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And just as they thought they might be able to take that across and get the lead, a big red zone turnover.
I know that I am defense-centric, and I want to give them a whole lot of credit, but I just can't believe after that drive, in that position, ball security paramount, they turned the ball over. Terrible.
So here are the Panthers set to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
Following the fumble recovery, Milton.
This one finds Wilson downfield. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
To throw is Milton. Short throw there, caught by Thomas.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Shotgun snap and a give to Carter.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play.
60 Bison. Ready?
Another run on 2nd down with Carter.
And pretty good running as he'll be close to a 1st down at the Falcons' 33. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Bronco switch.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up 1st downs.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. 70 Timberwolf. 60 Maverick.
Milton.
Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Wright. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
Jalen Wright with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Bullock good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys,
and we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the fourth. In motion, the tight end. To throw is Darnold.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The Falcons on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. Now the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
Cowboy 80. Trap 60. Trap 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Go.
Throwing is Milton.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Panthers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter, because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Darnold now to throw. And he's got this to Jefferson. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Darnold. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
Again, Darnold. He's got room at the 30. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 22-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues.
Touchdown, Falcons! Justin Jefferson. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point up and through by Myers. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
Now there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is second and 6. They'll work the middle here with Wright.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Let's go.
They'll try and run for this with Wright.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Now they'll change things up.
Come on, set. 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Hut, hut.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
70. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Check go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Wright's got it.
He's into space past the 25.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Here we go, set. Ready, ready.
They'll run out of the gun with Wright. And he will have a Panther first down. And it is celebration time on that sideline, and they've earned it.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Shut up. 70 Timberwolf. Go.
Wright is into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign.
The Panther offense staying put. They'll go for 2.
Go. Cougar 19. Ready.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
Able to slither by and taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Pass thrown right back to Joe Mixon. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Throwing again is Darnold. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. One last throw now for Darnold. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, the lopsided affair finally coming to an end, and really no shortage of big plays for us to examine, partner, on offense or on defense for this team. They were so well-rounded in this one.
They certainly were, and how about the day those defenders had, though? How many takeaways did they have? I quit counting after a while. They were clearly the better team, and their defensive effort, it led the way.
So for Carolina, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half.
And they will hit the road next week to take on the Washington Commanders.
Meanwhile, for Atlanta, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.